Hello and good evening, everyone. I am Gary Gatto, and welcome to P1's broadcasting coverage of round one of season 5 of the Votive Indy Oval Series. Tonight, Kentucky Speedway is not just hosting any warm-up race, it is hosting the main event. It is the 5th running of the Votive Indy Derby presented by Loverns Incorporated. Joining me for the call is a man who knows what it feels like to stand on the stage. He won the first career counting Votive race at Kansas, stood on the podium for the inaugural Votive Indy Derby back at Indy Derby 1, and won the 2025A Elite Racing League Freedom 100 event, as well as a win in the Lionheart Series. It's Luis Gonzalez Nunez. Luis, welcome to the main event.
Yeah, we are back again after a couple months breaks. We are back again for the Indy Kentucky Derby and here in Kentucky Speedway. It's gonna be excited actually to back to this grow up faster league, but it's gonna be really excited to see new people. Actually, some of the same ones like Anna Klemek, also Brenda Litzenberg. Robin Maleska also too, and Juan Vitor Acuavese, the poleman for now in the Indy Derby. So it's going to be good, excited to see here, and especially with all these 43 drivers on the track in Kentucky. Something, I think, a little more bigger than the before, but it's going to be pretty good to have this kickoff of the season B.
And we got about 8 minutes here. They're going currently through their drivers meeting right now. So give us a chance to tell you a little bit about the season and how also the drivers were picked for this race. Season 5 begins with the kind of race that most series really save for the finale. The lights are on, the field is loaded, and the green flag has not even fallen yet. But the pressure already feels like championship night. I've had drivers personally DM me and say, this is my night. I am ready for this race. I need to win this race. I want to win this race. So there are going to be a lot of drivers wanting to win this race big time tonight. This is not a race where anyone has come simply to make an appearance. That is for sure. They have come to take the trophy. Champions. We got Derby winners. We have PRI Hoosier 500 qualifiers and winners. We have ERL Indianapolis 500 veterans. We have P1 600 competitors, and some of the most experienced oval races in the entire iRacing INDYCAR community have answered the call. Some arrive with titles. Some arrive with crown jewel victories. Some arrive still with, something to prove, that puts something next to their name. But every one of them believes that tonight can be their night. Now, as Lewis says, Anna Klimek enters as the defending Votive champion. Kyle Clinworth returns as the defending Derby winner and wanting to regain that championship that he lost a season ago. Also in the field, we got Mark Murphy and Ryan Campbell, former Derby winners that are looking to become the first 2-time winner of this race. And then we have former champion Josh Ward. That's Votive Indy Oval Series champion Josh Ward, as he joins the field as an alternate tonight of drivers ready to create their own moment. But reputations can only earn the introduction. They do not carry anyone through the 200 laps and the 300 miles that we're going to have tonight. 4 derbies have produced 4 different winners. Tonight, one driver is going to leave with the trophy, the money, and the right to say they conquered the Votive Indy Derby for this season. So let's see how we determine the field for this main event. Now, I'm getting ready to put up on the field. There are your provisionals. Those are all drivers that qualified either through a former race winner's exemption, which is a 5-year exemption or a 5-race exemption. And then you have the top 20 in points, and then you have people what I call promoters options in this group. Promoters options, sponsors, people that have helped the league by doing some legwork, helping with setups, that type of thing. And that's how these drivers were then determined. So top 20 in points, champions, previous winners, and promoters options. Here are the it's a slightly smaller, but it's a slightly smaller graphic, but a bigger list there. And these are what we call the open qualifiers. These are drivers that neither qualified through a provisional, not a previous champion, but they managed to effectively qualify their way in to this event. That gives them another opportunity then to qualify again when we're qualifying right now, and that will determine the lineup. So there you see Hamilton Akabawizi, Alexander Russell, Jacob Oster, Butch Davis, Ricky Paz, Craig Forsyth, Chris Albrecht, Roden Eftig, Chris Simnard, Shane Dugan, Caleb Bashir, Kostic Solwich, Luke Reed, Sam Coster, Amon Law, Pim Van Gastel, John Stellard, Logan Spath, Edson Santos. Also making this field through alternates because of absentees, unfortunately. We do have Supermix, Antonio Estrada, and Brody Moore, and Josh Ward. So everybody you see on this list, even if it says they're an alternate, they're in the lineup tonight. So really, the field was established in 2 stages. Drivers who finished inside the top 20 of the Season 4 championship standing and registered for the Derby received provisional starting positions, as I mentioned. And a provisional entry changed... when a provisional entry changed drivers before the race, the approved replacement, which is one of the alternates from the open pool. That's how they made their way in. Everyone else had the qualify on speed. That was last weekend. Once the provisional entries were placed, the fastest remaining qualifiers filled the open positions until tonight's 43 car field. And I don't think, were we at the complete 43 for tonight? Did we get up to 43? We were loading in. We did? Okay, so the complete 43-car field will be filled tonight. And the system rewards a full season of championship performance, but it also leaves the door open for anyone fast enough to race their way into the main event. And that's what we're getting ready to grid up here for momentarily. So, as you know, IndyCar does not race at Kentucky Speedway any longer. It did race at Kentucky Speedway from 2000 to 2011. And the race produced one of the closest finishes in IndyCar history when Ed Carpenter edged Dario Franchitti by 98 thousandths of a second. The qualifying track record, now it was in 2011, by the way, the qualifying track record held by Sarah Fisher. She turned a lap of 221.3 in 2002. And we are faster than that tonight. With these, the new cars, the new boost that we've received, the new gearing and everything. We are much faster than that now. I saw laps in traffic tonight in the draft of 226 leading into qualifying. So we are faster than that here tonight. The career wins leaders here at Kentucky are a pair of Indy 500 winners, Buddy Lazier, Sam Hornish. Each have won twice. And the last IndyCar race was held here in 2011, and it was the last official full race by the IR05 chassis. Here is the prize payout for tonight. There you see, nice little prize pool. So the winner gets $400, second place, third, fourth, pays all the way down to 10th, and the pole sitter gets $25. And we've already determined the qualifier. We'll get the pole sitter. We'll get in that here momentarily. And here is your Season 5 schedule. And really, this season, Lewis, this is going to start off a little weird. We're going to start off with probably the biggest race of the season, the Votive Indy Derby. And then we go right into a race they've never had before. And they've raced at Texas before, we have. But it's a day-night doubleheader. This is the first ever doubleheader in Votive Indy Oval history. And one's going to be one race. Race 1 is going to be the day. Race 2 is going to be the night. And then we go to a track for the fourth. So that's rounds 2 and 3. For the fourth round, we go to a track that's almost identical to Texas Motor Speedway in most ways, mainly in the way it's configured, but not exactly how it drives, is Atlanta Motor Speedway for round 4. So by the time we get to the end of August, we'll have 4 races under our belts, Lewis. But the day-night doubleheader from Texas is going to be interesting because your car may handle way differently in that day race than it will in the night race.
Actually, surprise on me. I got surprised now because the day and night race even can be close when it's happening in ERL. The first double header we have, maybe little bit, maybe also the one we have on the FIS. It was a little bit, but not that much. I think maybe day is gonna be really hotter. And night is gonna be full throttle, packed race and stuff. Who knows? It depends who made the setup. But very interesting about that, especially with Atlanta. Also, we're gonna back with that hot Atlanta track. But yeah, interesting that to see who's gonna be dominating the day with the pack race, no pack race. It's just surviving with the tires, and the night with the pack race for sure.
Then we go to Milwaukee for our first of 2 short ovals this season. Then we go to Michigan, then Richmond for the shortest track of the season. Then we will go to Kansas Speedway, and we'll wrap up with the league's 50th race, not 50th championship race, but 50th race. There are about 7 races that don't count toward championship points in the championship lineage, but count toward driver totals. And that's how Lewis has his official win. But the 50th race will be at the end of the season at Indianapolis, but it's not the 50th championship points paying race, if that makes any sense to you. So there you go. So,
yeah, I don't mind too, actually.
you don't mind?
Okay
Yeah, you'll take an official
don't
win. Yeah, first winner.
I
So
don't
you
mind
are the Buzz Calkins of the Votive Indy Oval Series. Congratulations.
The first one.
And we are getting ready to line up and go racing. And there we see everything resetting.
But between Buzz Calkins and me, Buzz Calkins was official.
Yeah, he got
Mine
points,
wasn't.
and he ended up winning a championship too for the first season.
I know.
All right, let's get into tonight's starting lineup. And there you see, one of your open qualifiers has come out and grabbed the pole. Former Indy 500 winner in the Elite Racing League, Hamilton Akabuizi, on the pole with a speed of 224.048. And if we were here in real life, that would be a new track record. Right next to him, the defending series champion, Anna Klimek. Row 2 is Mason Mitchum and Jacob Oster, former P1 600 winner. Then we got Edwards and Brashear, kind of the Bash brothers on row 3, not the full-on Bash brothers. That's Brashear and Murphy. But Edwards, kind of like the junior Bash brother, I guess. And that's row 3. And so I5G dominating the first row and also row 3. Then we have a family affair on row 4. We have Papa and Son. We have the Prodigy and the Progenitor on row 4. Both the Kirschenbauers are on row 4. Then we got Dugan and Rodneftik on row 5. Casey Povolonis, the career pulls leader here in Votive, on row 6, right next to Alexis Newsom, primetime John Stellard, and Chris Albrecht, the former pole sitter and the Elite Racing League Indy 500, row 7. Andrew Marquez and old-timer Butch Davis, one of my favorites, back on row 8. Craig Forsyth and Chad Simpson on row 9. The host with the most, Shane Coker and Taylor, back on row 10. Coster and Russell, row 11. Trace Shadid, Caustic Solage on row 12. Santos and inaugural series champion Josh Ward on row 13. Seb Alexander, Pim Van Yastel, and all international row 14. Super Mex, Antonio Estrada and Chris Samard on row 15. Luke Reed and Gary Lovern on row 16. Clindy and Campbell, teammates, on row 17. Murphy and Moore back on row 18. Stouffer and Collins back on row 19. Brendan Lichtenberg and Logan Spath back on row 20. And Robert Volechka and Amon Lal, the last two in the lineup on row 21. That is your 5th Votive Indy Derby at Kentucky Speedway Field. 43 drivers.
Man, who's gonna imagine it? We started 2 years ago with that simple race on Kansas. I just show up because for fun. I didn't even started the race anyways. I didn't even try one, and I won the first race. I didn't even thinking about it, how big it's gonna come in now. With Akash Rakesh that day and Nick Wheeler in the podium. But congrats for the second anniversary of the Votive.
We will go green next time by using the extra pace lap to get this large field in formation and get that large starting lineup red. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you've not done so already. I want to thank Loverns Inc. for being the presenting sponsor of this event. Make sure to check out their link in the description to learn more about their services. Getting ready to go green for 200 laps, 300 miles for the 5th running of the Votive Indy Derby. As the field comes around the flatter turns 3 and 4. Getting ready to take the green flag for the first time this season. Under the command of Hamilton Akabuizi, And we're off at the Votive Indy Derby. Down into turn one, it's a Kawaii Klimek, Mitchum, Oster, and Edwards. And we're underway down the stretch.
A little bit prone on the back. Somebody restarted a little bit slow, but we see a 3Y on the front. I can see a front on the back in the 20th. The 3Y on the front. But patient, 200 laps, please. Just patient. I don't want just jinx. Nobody jinx about the yellows and all the stuff because we don't have too much. Just surprise. Last year, or last season, it wasn't that much what I expected.
To the point, P1 600 inaugural P1 600 winner Jacob Oster takes the lead. Anna Klimek falls back in the second. Kawaii now third. Indy Kirkenbauer, the prodigy, he has moved his way already up 3 spots to fourth and is working the attenuator of a Kawaii going down the backstretch into 3. Field's done a very good job of being very patient. With this many cars out there, I would imagine further on back, the turbulence is just outrageous.
It is surviving, just looking for the spot to be on the front, but I think it's pretty quiet. I think the guy on the back is just turning laps and don't be nothing, making nothing hero. So nothing much of that on the back on the field. For example, Robert, it's just by itself on the back.
Yeah, we'll take a peek back there. That's a 6-time fixed Oval Series champion back there. Swept the Indy 500s this May. Won the P1 600. 3-time Indy 500 champion in the Elite Racing League and a champion over there as well. And he's just hanging out in the back right now. Right behind Amon Law. Amon Law, a regular participant in the in the VOR INDYCAR series. Logan Spath right in front of them. He is the Rookie of the Year, former Rookie of the Year in the Elite Racing League. And then our series, brother of our series sponsor, that's Gary Lovern. And his family owns Loverns Inc., and they are the sponsor of the series and today's event. I want to thank them as well. But a little bit further on up, Jacob Oster setting the pace at lap 7 of 200. And this field is already pretty well strung out. Here's your weather update. 102 degrees on the track temperature. And right now, if I'm a little bit further in the back of the pack, like Robert and Amon Law, I'm about a half a lap away from getting down a lap already.
Oh, that's the problem when you're very close. Yeah, I know. That's the problem. Yeah, you don't want that. Just losing the 1 lap now when we have still have a 200 and something to go. So it's just that's the problem when Robert is on the back. Maybe also to pay attention to that thing. That is actually 30% ready over there to that. Anyways, no big deals actually. I just checking the somebody said in the chat a lot of cars, 43 cars, 42 cars is going to be a little yellow. Sure, because last season the first race when the Glendy won the race, 0 cautions. No cautions for that. After that, January 8th, I think it's the 3rd Indy Kentucky, 6 cautions, and then the second one was 13. So just last season actually, we have over the 40 cars, sorry, and only no cautions. So these people are getting improved and the cautions and yellow flag, so it's getting pretty impressed to the field we have over here without incident. So I want to knock the wood for that because we don't want that too many.
This is also a 4.6 give or take, a 4.6 strength of field. So I mean everyone here and each one of these drivers just about has some accomplishment that I can talk about to their resume. This is, I would say, next to probably the May Elite Racing League Indy 500 lineup and the PRI Hoosier 500 lineup, maybe the P1 600. I won't blow sunshine up our tails on that one. But in terms of lineup talent, this is pretty well stacked. This is about almost, I would say this is pretty much the best of the best. Just about everybody's here that needs to be here is here.
Yeah, it's like when you hang out with the friends to have a match, or like a soccer match, or maybe a football match or whatever. Everyone is know everyone, so you can have a side-by-side closer, and for sure you're gonna believe it. That's the problem. When I used to race in leagues, I don't know nobody. And it's a little bit scary about to have a side-by-side with somebody I don't know. I never raced with each other, but here, everyone knows everyone. You know Oster, you know Klemek, you can know Costner, Bush Davis for sure, Stellar, Russell. It's everyone. You can see in League A, B, C, D is coming over here on Sunday for this big race.
And your leader, Jacob Oster. He was an open qualifier. He's a 2025 P1 600 winner. He's also a 2025 PRI Hoosier 500 qualifier and the Votive Season 4 Chicagoland winner. And if you might remember that race, Lewis, that was the statistical dead even tied, a 3 decimal points race that we had. Him and Ryan Campbell. So he is very well accomplished. Right behind him, Anna Klimek. She is the defending series champion. He's also a 3-time Votive race winner and the runner-up last season for the Votive Indy Derby 4, and also the Season 1 of 2026 INDYCAR Open Series champion. So very accomplished herself. And then there's Indy Kirchenbauer, the inaugural iRacing Indy Next Oval champion, 3rd in the 2026 Season 2 INDYCAR Oval Series championship. And he's also a winner in the Dark Horse and Horizon INDYCAR Series competition, and a previous podium finisher here in the Derby as well. So your top 3 cars alone, very well-established drivers.
You know what is funny? This, I don't want to put that 100%, but maybe it can.
Caution! Oh, big wreck! Big wreck! This is in turn 1. Big wreck. Brendan Lichtenberg is involved. Jacob Collins involved. Logan Spath involved.
And Brenda, oh my God, the car went to the fence. Jacob Collins just went to the fence.
Oh, this is turn 3. Sorry, this is turn 3. Luke Reed comes into the zone, plows in. Samard somehow makes his way. Nope, he doesn't. He goes into, but it happened right around Lichtenberg and Jacob Oster, or not Jacob Oster, Jacob Collins.
So the thing is, Brendan turning to the same way Jacob went. And that's a misunderstanding about where you going, and all this happened.
Let's see here.
But I don't understand the other one.
He has a big run, and wow.
Oh, Luke Reed.
Luke Reed just kind of full sended into the zone. He might have got forgiven. Chris Mard almost made it through, but it eventually all caught up to him. Gary Lovern, the sponsor of today's race, involved. And looks like Logan Spath is also involved. So again, a lot of well-accomplished drivers just in that group alone, and we're under caution for the first time at lap 20.
Yeah, the problem is you can think about it. People thinking about it. Why Logan Spath didn't brake before going down? Yeah, we are 20 laps with an 111 Fahrenheit on the track. The car is, if you brake, it's going straight. So basically, for sure, with new tires you can do it. But now in this moment, it's coming in the margin when the tires don't respond for nothing, and that's why many people from 9th to the last are coming to the pits.
So there are some drivers that stayed out and went for track position, and one of those is Robert Malechka. He opted for the track position. He was just hanging out in the back the entire time. So he has moved his way all the way from the tail of the field to the front. And a lot of those that were in the back decided to stay out for that track position, led by Matt Taylor, who has an incredible finishing record here in the Votive Indy Oval Series in a short number of starts. Just about every single one of his starts has resulted in a top 5, I believe. He is now the leader. He's up 19 spots. He stayed out for track position. Logan Edwards did not have the greatest first stint, but he decided to stay out and act as tail gunner for his teammate right in front of him. That's 2 i5G cars. That is Matt Taylor, Logan Edwards. Logan Edwards now second spot. Primetime John Stellard in third. Alexander Russell from Team Hype, the former Power Slide entry there. He is in the 4th position. Front row starter in the PRI Hoosier 500. He has worked his way up to 4th. Clindy stayed out for some track position. Former winner. He is now in the 5th position. Super Mex, Antonio Estrada. He has moved his way up in the 6th position. Remember, he was having a very good race last year, Lewis. He was up among the leaders all race long, and he just didn't have the finish to really reflect how well he raced all race long. He has now worked his way up 23 spots. He is now up into the 6th position. Trace Shadid is now 7th. As mentioned, Robert Molechka is 8th. And then Jacob Oster is the first of the cars that came to pit road for new tires and fuel. So we have strategy 1 and strategy 2 out there.
Yeah, actually, I thought Robert's going to come into the pit now. The pace car is seen. And I thought he was going to hang out on the back of the field. But nope, he want to go to the front, and now it's an 8. Green flag's out.
Green flag back out at lap 21 of 200. Fortunately, that incident has taken out 5 cars. But we have started with the 43, and we are down to 37, still running. As Logan Edwards taking a peek underneath his teammates. Taylor gives a lot of room and a lot of leeway and allows his teammate on by.
So I before the jello, I should be said, Jose said about the funny thing is maybe 90% or 80% of the people we've seen is over here in the Votive. We've seen on the Tuesday, we've seen on Wednesday, we see on Thursday, and today Sunday. So people very busy driving in different leagues, from the fixed, from FIS, from the ERL, and today in the Votive.
And we have a new leader. It's John Stellard. And on that note, just in this lineup alone, here are the former iRacing INDYCAR Fixed and Oval Series champions. We have Clindy, we have Mark Murphy, we have Chris Stouffer, we have Seb Alexander, and Robert Molechka. They are all former winners of the official series on iRacing. And then we have an Open Series champion. We mentioned Anna Klemic. And then we have 13 confirmed qualifiers in the field from the PRI Hoosier 500 and 17 confirmed P1 600 drivers in the lineup as well. John Stellard is the new leader. Caution! Oh, wow, Tracy did! Oh, Butch Davis! Costner involved. Also saw, Murph sliding through. I think we have the progenitor, Clay Kirchenbauer. He's involved. Wow, they are riding and grinding the fence. And Freebird, Caleb Brashear. And his last couple of races on the channel have not been good. Sorry, Caleb.
I know he started all for Clay. I think he forgot to hear about somebody's in the middle.
Oh, he wasn't. Yeah, you're right. He wasn't. Yeah, Clay wasn't quite clear. And Hook's wheels
did make it worse. Trisha did make it worse because he's supposed to just if you're gonna break it, just break it in your point. But he went down with all of these drivers, Butch Davis and also Costner, went over the 200 miles.
Yeah, let's ride from Costner's point of view. This is going to happen at the end of the front stretch. And we'll see if those first group of drivers decide to come to pit road that decided to stay out. And it's all going to happen right in front of them.
Oh, my.
And there you see it happening right now, right down in the distance. Now, he's starting to slow down now. You start seeing and now that he's getting yellow notification, but unfortunately, boom. And I'm not sure if Trace couldn't brake or whatever, and just kind of comes down and collects Costner. Let's ride with Butch Davis. We'll do it again here and see from his point of view. And it's all going to happen right in here. And he's just kind of grow it. He's going to come into the zone. He's going to slow down. You're going to watch the dots on his wheel go down, and then you're going to see the yellow notification come up on the. And now he knows, but the hole just closed very rapidly. And again, the closing rate, even when you're slowing down, he's well in excess of 200 miles per hour probably at that point. Probably from a top speed of like around 230. So let's get back to the live cameras and get back onto the racetrack and update you where the field is. Unfortunately, 2 early cautions. And that's kind of on the way to what we had last year. You mentioned it was a low caution count last year.
0.
There we see John Steller. Did we see John Steller come to pit road? Will he come down with Logan Edwards? No, they're going to stay out. So they're going to continue deeper into this first stint. Same thing with Clindy, same thing with Russell, same thing with Antonio Estrada. But everyone else has decided to come to pit road.
Well, now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cars out of the race. So we are only 32 now.
And it's really unfortunate as we were hyping up the abilities of all these drivers. But that's kind of what we got going on right now. And there are still 32 cars still running, though. Tonight's 5th running of the Votive Indy Derby is presented to you by Loverns Incorporated. Loverns provides professional services in renovation, remodeling, painting, and mold removal for government, commercial, and residential projects. For a quote or to learn more, like them on Facebook, you can visit their website at lovernsinc.com today. The link is in the description. And shout out to Tom Lovern, Gary's brother and owner of Loverns Incorporated, for sponsoring the league and several select races throughout the season. We're getting ready to go back to green here at lap 30. 2 cautions so far tonight. Unfortunately, they've been big ones, both of them. Pace car will leave. They'll turn the lead over to primetime John Stellard, who had himself a very good Pocono 500 on Thursday, but unfortunately just not a finish to match his performance. Behind him, Logan Edwards. Clindy looking on the outside of Jacob Oster. The hole is open. He tries to take it, but Oster tucks back into the draft of Logan. He will help pull him forward, but Clindy's going to attack right away.
Yeah, so between 3 wide and between 18, Chris Albrecht went down. Notice, Roberts come to the pit. So also with Matt Taylor in the pit too.
Whoa, Dugan!
Wow.
Almost into the side of, he had a big lift there. And Ward had to lift too to stay out of him, but they kept it off one another. Good job. Caustic Solwedge on the high side of Craig Forsyth. Been a while since we've seen Caustic. He's a former podium finisher in the VOR INDYCAR Championship. A couple seasons back. Good to see him again. Currently in 14th spot. Here's a battle between 2 drivers with a ton of experience between them. Robert Malechka and Chris Stouffer. They go around Taylor on the high side. There's Shane Coker just trying to hold his line now. Brody Moore, one of the late entries. We'll talk about him momentarily. Go a little bit further back. Coker now in the battle with Brody Moore. Brody Moore is a veteran of the 2020 Elite Racing League Indy 500. He is making his Votive Indy Derby debut tonight as an alternate starter. So welcome to him. Good to have him in the lineup. Meanwhile, up front, Jacob Oster now has the lead over primetime John Stellard. Casey Povolonas and Supermex battling for 8th position.
Yeah, I think good for Stella. Stay over there. Don't leave it Glendy pass by because actually Glendy have about the same old tires. Now Andy's gonna make the pass, maybe.
Nah, not even get underneath him, and Glendy slams the door on Indy. Glendy and Indy.
The
battling
tires
for
on
3rd.
Andy is.
Yeah, he has much newer tires. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, he pitted on lap 19.
And he can do that.
And there he goes on the outside.
And
Oh, a big run. And now he's going to get underneath his teammate, John Stellard. Stellard's going to give him room. Glendy thinks about shooting the gap. He doesn't shoot the gap, but he does get the position. Stellard falls the 4th. Glendy is very motivated to get back the championship this season. Was feeling just not as sharp as he normally was at the end of last season. Very worn out with everything leading up to Indianapolis and the big month of May, and just needed some time off. And since he's got a refresher, he has been back on it. He is currently your points leader in the Indy Oval Series, the official series on iRacing. So, actually, no, he's among the points leaders. Excuse me. I think it's Adam Blocker is now your points leader of the Indy Oval Series. But, yeah, he's back on it. Glendy is definitely feeling rejuvenated this season. He has 2 wins already this season in the Indy Oval Series.
Yeah, sometimes after, well, I can tell you, my time, it is really stressful, to be honest. Racing different leagues, also racing the official series. At some point, you need to break. My break is still break. I still break. So, well, after actually no, I'm gonna come back on the Dark Horse soon. But yeah, I think it's good to have some break. Don't get stressed for everything, and just came refreshed to the front. Andy and Oster start to pull away by 1.3 now over the Glendy. Smart, Wendy. Smart. So you don't have to attack him. Just keep going. Sure, we have so many laps to go, and it could be everything. All of this work could be going down at some point, but at least why not? Just start to learn from Oster and just don't do nothing. Just save fuel. Just thinking about the strategy at some point.
Watching teammates Ryan Campbell and Supermex Antonio Estrada racing each other. They are teammates. Ryan Campbell is the Votive Indy Derby 3 winner, a 3-time Votive race winner. He's a 2025 PRI Hoosier 500 qualifier and a fixed and oval podium finisher on a regular basis on the top split. So good to have him in the lineup again. Former winner here at the Derby. Right in front of him, side by side, Seb Alexander, Chris Albrecht.
John Stella is going down. I want to find out why, and I think he have a black road to end.
John Stellard, he is on pit road, so this is a scheduled stop for him. This is I do not see a black flag, but he is coming to pit road. Scheduled stop under green.
Sure.
For prime time, we'll see where he pops out. But then that turns the lead over to the race now to Oster and Kirchenbauer, the Prodigy, versus the Worm Man.
Yeah, I apologize because I see race controls wrote something on the chat, so I thought in between he wrote that John Stella talking about something on the chat, so I thought it was that, but nope, bad call.
Yeah, we see that battle between Albrecht and Seb Alexander. Seb Alexander is the 2025 Season 4 INDYCAR Oval Series champion. Also the 2025 B Elite Racing League US 500 winner and a PRI Hoosier 500 qualifier and the Votive Season 3 Rookie of the Year. I'm not sure if we were actually tracking it then, but I believe he was is getting consideration for it at least. But there's Seb Alexander and Chris Albrecht racing for position. A little bit ahead of him, Kostik Solwedge, Roden Eftink. Two of our international drivers battling for position. It's for 12th. There we see Roden and Josh Ward, a former series champion. Roden Eftink is in his Derby rookie race, earned his place with the 7th fastest time in the open qualifying, so good to have him here as well. He looks on the high side of Kostik Solwedge. A little bit further up, Alexis Newsom in a battle with her teammate, Logan Edwards.
Yeah, this is Logan Edwards over there, Alexis.
He passes him. She's a former Lionheart Speedway champion, the Lionheart Indy 500 winner, the ERL California 500 winner from a season ago, and a 3-time PRI Hoosier 500 qualifier. Kirchenbauer is being very patient, though, riding in the tire tracks of Jacob Oster. Now, Indy, we know he's a very accomplished driver. We've seen him come so close to getting a victory on so many occasions in the IR18. We've seen him win on the DW12 level in Dark Horse. Is there what do you think he could do? Put yourself in his shoes. I mean, you're behind Jacob, one of the best. Do you just sit back there and ride it out and learn a lot from him and maybe save some fuel? Because we're lap 51.
No, I think you don't have to. Well, you can learn in every single race some stuff for sure, but I think the key is save fuel. Don't make something stupid. Sorry to say that.
Yeah, that's
because
fine.
Now they're at 2.4, so that's a good gap to expect it to be a free caution from now to the end, and that make the good way or the good view to the end, especially with Andy. Also, Andy. With that, it can be make more laps, a little, maybe 2 or 3 laps more than
Shane Dugan is getting freight trained on the front stretch, by the way. I'm not sure what happened, if he smacked the wall or what, but he seems to be down on power at the moment.
Oh, he have a little bit loose in the turn 3, and the entry on turn 3.
Oh, yeah, here it is.
He went to the inside.
Yeah, let's watch this. He's on the inside of Antonio Estrada. Remember, I used to call him El Patron, but I found out his initials are AJ, like AJ Foyt, and since AJ Foyt is Super Mex or Super Tex, I now call Antonio Super Mex. So there we see Shane Dugan getting loose down on the bottom as he's trying to pinch the car down there, and that will do it. And he caught it, so good on Shane. Back up front, though, it is still Oster and Kirchenbauer. Klindy, he is yet to stop, though. Logan Edwards, Alexander Russell, and Supermex, Tony Estrada, they have not stopped yet. So we're all expecting them to come to pit road. They are 54 laps into this stint. I thought Klindy might be coming now. Is it possible they're able to shave a stop out of this race now? They're just staying out and getting such good fuel economy?
I think it's good because actually Klindy calling now soon. The problem is, fingers crossed for Klindy, don't have a yellow flag in between in your stint now because you're going to lose at least 1.5 laps. But I think it's a good strategy because we always know the strategy of the Indianapolis, Pocono, Santa stuff, but Kentucky or 1.5 mile track, it is really difficult to make the predictable how much it's going to be. This is a good example about the save fuel and stay out. He did 65, and especially with Antonio now is coming also to the peak with 55, sorry, on the stint. So they can go 50, 55 in some point. Sure, if we save fuel or you stay out. So I think Klindy is good to make maybe 2 or 3 more stops and just go to the end with the amount fuel to don't have this splash to the end.
Chris Albach, Seb Alexander side by side in the turns 3 and 4. And look at Ryan Campbell on the high side. He just sends it up there. He's going to have a whole full head of steam. As now back to single file, though. But now we see Campbell down low underneath Seb. And he will pass going into turns 1 and 2. If you're on the bottom in turns 1 and 2 here at Kentucky, you're going to complete the pass. That is the preferred line. It's a little bit different in turns 1 and 2. It's kind of like an opposite version of the new Texas configuration, where turns 1 and 2 at Texas are kind of flatter and wider. Hits 3 and 4 here at Kentucky are flatter and wider.
It is weird.
Russell on pit road. Seb Alexander on pit road. Logan Edwards on pit road. These are all scheduled stops.
So turn 1, you can go full throttle. But turn 2, you can lose it when you see the car of forget the name. I have it over here. The last car we mentioned on the replay, and he lose the control and turn on the inside. Yes. So you can lose the control on the car. So the good pass is always in between line 2 and 3 on the track. Between that two. If you go to the inside, you're gonna kill your tire. But if you go too high, the wall's getting too close, and you can hit the wall. So every touch or every hit in the wall or every kiss make your car damage to the end. So that's what you don't want it. So this track is so weird, and especially the way you come into the pit. Even to come into the pit actually is weird. When you come into the track, turn 3 and 4 track on the corner, make the car loose, or maybe you can make the pass, or even you can have an accident over there.
Riding with Casey Povolonis. He's a 4-time Votive pole winner. I believe he's got the most poles in series history. He's a 2025 PRI Hoosier 500 qualifier and fixed and oval race crown jewel race winner at Michigan. He's currently in 4th spot trying to run down Team I5G's Anna Klimek. Chad Simpson on the move.
But I'm curious, who is from Europe in this time now? Because it's 3 in the morning. Seb Alexander, 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
My God.
Rodin F. Tink, I think, is coming in from over there as well. Here's Chad Simpson.
Yeah,
he's the Votive Season 4 Charlotte winner and Rookie of the Season. He's a 2025 PRI Hoosier 500 qualifier and 5th in the 2023 Elite Racing League Indy 500 as well. And we get to see him back.
Indy to the pit. And also stay out. Huh.
Maybe Indy's going to try a bit of an undercut here at lap 66 of 200. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel so you'll miss out on the next race. The next race for us is next week. It's a double header. Is it next week? I don't think it's next week. I'm just going to look at my calendar.
No, I think not.
Now, next week actually is our Dark Horse opener. As we go to their season opener has been pushed back to next week, round 1 at New Hampshire. But the next race for Votive here will be on the 9th of August, and that will be a day-night doubleheader at Texas Motor Speedway as we watch Indy Kircherbauer coming off of pit road. And Jacob Oster is all by himself, kinda. He is getting a little bit of a fuel economy pull from Antonio Estrada, but Tony's going to have those better tires and pulls away from him out of turns 3 and 4. But we expect Oster then to come to pit road just about any time. He's at lap 49 of the current stint. Klimek at 49, Povolonis at 49, Simpson at 49, Mitchum. Mason Mitchum, we haven't talked about him. There he is in the purple hot pink. Kind of reminds me of some of those Himmelgarn cars from the mid-90s.
You have so much memory about the cars on 90s and paints on 90 because INDYCARs always change it by circuit or ovals or tracks or whatever. They always change it.
Yeah.
Sometimes they keep it, and sometimes not.
I think that's that's the state of how sponsorship is done these days. It's really tough, I think, to find a single sponsor that will cover. Alexis Newsom having an issue. She is off the pace. Oh, yeah, that's what happened. Okay, we're going to watch this again. I believe she gets up into the turns 3 and 4 wall on exit. Turn 4 wall, exit wall here. She might get the dirty air from Mason. Oh, yeah, dirty air. You could clearly tell from the in-car. And here she goes. And right now you can tell that she's out of the groove. And pow, right into the wall. That was and she's having a hard time holding on to it. She catches it, but that was a big lick.
Oh, you know what? She was loose in the middle on the corner 3 and 4. In between, she loose. She tried to put the car straight again. He loose again, and now he kissed the wall. And she loose again after he released of the wall. So, nice catch of her. At least the car is all right. So,
Josh Ward will get the pass completed. So another position for him. Go ahead.
I think Josh was coming to the pit, and actually Josh was coming to the pit now, but I'm not sure about Alexis Newsom. No, she's coming actually.
Gotta watch close quarters down there as everyone tries to bring it down to the 45-mile-per-hour pit road speed limit. But going back to what I was saying, I think it's just a nature that you really can't find one company that will sponsor your car for the entire season. I think you have to break it up like over a series of like you sponsor me for 5 races and you sponsor me for 4 races, and so like Team Penske, for instance, we've seen Joseph Newgarden in 3 different cars this season. We've seen Scott McLaughlin in 3 different. It used to be Team Penske. There was only one sponsor on the side of Team Penske cars, and now we see it kind of changes up race to race. And I think it's just a nature that you really can't find one company to be your sponsor over the course of an entire season. It's just that expensive.
That's why I don't want to compare Formula One with INDYCAR for sure, especially in this time now. Formula One is so
Robert Malechka up in the wall off of turn 4, but he seems to still be in it.
Oh my God,
He got right up in the wall, and he's in the dirty air of his teammate, and that is a good look, and he's in the wall for a while.
Well, if Alexis can, he can do it also too. So, yeah, like I said, Formula One is too boring now. Very boring. But that's why it's so expensive, because it's one sponsor for the 20-something races over there, but the INDYCAR is changing every time. That's why when it's coming, when they have always the red and white car of the Team Penske, make more easy to identify. Now Penske is like different cars and different paints, and that's why when you say something about, oh, I remember this car sounds like this color or this time, it is really difficult actually for me. Not for you, for sure.
Robert Malechka is your leader as we are in the middle of a pit window and a pit cycle. So Robert Malechka, your leader. Matt Taylor in second. Amon Lal is in third. Christopher has worked his way up the 4th. Pim Van Gastel, very quietly, the Global IndyCar Challenge admin, he has worked his way up the 5th. Luke Reed, well, he is doing pretty good. He has now worked his way up 25 spots in the 6th. Remember, he dodged a major bullet in one of those early cautions. He continues to chug along. And then we got Jacob Oster, who is really those on who just recently pitted. So he definitely does not want a caution to come out at any time here, although he still is on the lead lap. Andy Kirchebauer is right behind him in 8th. Kalindi in 9th. And Clinty has just gotten around Robert Malechka to get himself back on the lead lap.
So Stoffer to the pit.
Christopher on pit road. There it is.
Robert's coming to the pit. All the leaders with 50-something, they coming to the pit now.
And if you're just joining us, this is P1's coverage of round 1 of season 5 of the Votive Indy Oval Series. From Kentucky Speedway for the 5th running of the Votive Indy Derby presented by Leverage Incorporated. We've now completed 81 of 200 laps, and we watch Robert Malechka come to pit road. If you are enjoying tonight's coverage, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel so you'll miss out on the next race. The next race first here on P1 is our Monday night open wheel doubleheader starting at 8 p.m. Eastern time. First is the Indy Open Series at Pocono. And the Indy Next Series follows from Tsukuba, TSUKUBA, Tsukuba. Hopefully I'm saying that right, because I used to have a cat named Tsunami, and that was TSU, so it's Tsukuba, Japan. So tonight's fifth running of the Votive Indy Derby is presented by Loverns Incorporated. Loverns provides professional renovation, remodeling, painting, and mold removal services for government, commercial, and residential projects. Visit lovernsinc.com today. Use the link in the description. Matt Taylor picks up the lead. Robert Malechka pulling off of pit road. His stop is done. Here comes Matt Taylor coming to pit road. He last stopped on pit lap 27. And this will turn. He's the last of those that pitted early. And that will start turning drivers over who pitted a little bit later.
Yeah, I think Clendy should be coming in about 20 more laps.
Yeah, let's get on the pit stint time. Here you go. It's all over the place here. I mean, look at this. Taylor at 56, and he's on pit road now. But 12, 18, 10, 27, 9, 10. I mean, it's just everyone's all over the place. If we stay green for the remainder of this race, I honestly can't tell you right now what is the best strategy. I would think those that stayed out longer, the longest on that first strategy, might be the ones in the catbird seat. I can't say that for sure, but we will see as this race continues to unfold. We're not even to the halfway point yet. It's hard to tell.
Let's see. Okay, so this is supposed to be 50 laps in stint, 45 maybe. Can be 45. So the people like I need to time for that. Maybe I want to put Clendy with 39, with 29, 30 now. He can make it maybe 3 more stops and go to the end. That's what I guess. But I need to time to find out what is good over there.
Weather update, track temperature now up to 115 degrees. So that is not helping these tires with a longer life. Seb Alexander, Alexander Russell side by side at the start-finish line. This is a battle for 11th position.
Okay, I find out. So Clendy, he is in the good spot because it's gonna come in. I'm gonna tell you to go. So I don't know what is in about laps. So he still have a 21, 20 to go, coming to the pit, 20 laps more. So after that, he can divide it in 2. So that's mean 94 to go. It's gonna be 47 for the stint. So I think he need to 2 more stops, and he can go to the end pretty good. So Oster, I think is gonna be a little bit short, but also he can do something to make that lappy stop not that short. So the point is, you don't want to come into the pit with 20 to go, 15. That's a kill one. So you need to come in at least with over the 30 laps to come into the pit and just be secure, and these do something on the pit, on the track.
Watching from the P1 airship as Christopher is trying to get his lap back as he moves around Jacob Oster. And I think Jacob actually kind of slowed up a little bit to allow Stouffer on by so he could get into the draft. But Stouffer is on considerably younger tires. He's only 10-lap-old tires, so he's just going to pull away. And I don't know how much Oster can actually benefit from this. But we'll go through the field. There is Oster now by himself for the most part. And Indy Kirchenbauer 1.8 seconds behind. Indy is out of the draft envelope. And we see Anna Klimek. And here is Casey Povolonis. That is Brody on the high side. Brody is down on the order. Then there's Clendy. But Clendy has 2 cars in front of him. He has Brody. And there's John Steller coming off of pit road. Scheduled stop. And Pim Van Gastel is in front of Clendy. Then we got Hamilton behind Clendy. Then Chad Simpson. A couple of Alliance cars in 5th and 7th. We got Power Slide in 1st. Votive Racing League, Votive Racing Team in 2nd. I5G in 3rd. And then we have Votive in 4th. the Rogue Alliance in 5th and 7th, and WSR is in position 6. Go ahead, Lewis.
So I assume in Ulster, you need to come into lap 120 or 121. The next one's going to be 161 to the end. That's going to be between 40 laps, Steen. Glendi's, this is same Steen also too, so it's two stop for him. So I think Ulster is pretty good. Unfortunately for Andy, is kind of behind back. Andy also is good too. So the problem is, it's about how much you're gonna stop in the pit, on the box. Sorry, that's how much time you need. So the point is, you need less time, fuel, to be on the front. So I think Ulster is pretty good. All the people with 23, I talking about Ulster, Klemek, Pobolones, Simpson, Ward, Mitchum, and also Campbell, even Alexis Newsom, they can do that strategy when I talking about. So I think Ulster is going for the good way to maybe win the race for now, if it's not a yellow flag in between. I'm right, I think, maybe.
We will find out.
But it's like I said, like I always said, we think something, but maybe we are wrong. But we didn't wrong about the Indy 500 with Hamilton and Kawase won the race.
Yeah, we knew the winner of that race like 120 laps before the end. and it was the way it unfolded. And I went caution free. Now we've had a couple of cautions. I think, and I just jinxed us. Caution on the racetrack.
Oh, no.
Alexander Russell, one of the power slide entries.
So that's the jinx for Ulster, but it's good call for Clendy because he is in the margin of 41. He was 10 to go to come into the pit.
Oh, he gets loose behind Robert. This is Russell, and then he goes up the racetrack, hits the wall, pounds it, and then collects Edson Santos, unfortunately.
Boom. Oh.
And that is going to retire 2 more cars, but that's going to put us under caution, and that will be, I think, our 4th caution of the day.
Third one.
Third one? Fourth one. Third one, 4th one.
Yes.
Someone's keeping track at home better than I am. Just go ahead and put it in chat.
Wait, I think it's third one. Let me see. One, this here, 2. Yeah, this is the 3-1. 3-3. Yeah, that's the third one.
So we'll see who decides to come to pit road. Oster, Kirchenbauer, Klimek, Provolonis, and Clindy, and I think everyone will answer the call. There's a couple cars behind in that group that are a lap down that are going to stay out. Brody Moore and Pim Van Gastel are going to stay out, and they'll get the wave around. Primetime John Stellard, same thing. Luke Reed also will stay out. Andrew Marquez.
Actually, it's a good strategy to come in everyone because it's gonna be the have to wait to go, and the tank is you can make a 52. So I think it's about one more stop to the end.
Matt Taylor's car is very reminiscent of a distance from a couple of the other i5G cars. I got confused, but Taylor stayed out, and he will pick up the track position, so he will pick up the lead. All the cars in front of him will get the wave around, and they will be given back a lap. But Taylor only pitted 16 laps ago. He pitted on lap 83, so he's going to stay out and pick up track position. Oster has come off of pit road, and now he'll pick up the 2nd position. Klimek, teammate to Matt Taylor, is in 3rd. Kirchenbauer 4th, Casey Pobolonis in 5th, Hamilton in 6th, Clindy 7th, Chad Simpson 8th, Josh Ward having a whale of a race. Not bad for someone that didn't really qualify and made it in as an alternate. But hey, you're a former champion for nothing, right? So, and he is a former champion. He won the inaugural series, the season here, season 1. He's got a couple wins under his belt. He's having himself, well, up until recently, he's had himself a pretty good Oval Series campaign, but the last 2 races he's been taken out as innocent victims of incidents, and he was an early points leader, but he's kind of fallen down the order. And right behind him, yeah, on his 6, he does have a rear gunner in the form of Mason Mitchum. Sorry to see Edson Santos go. He's the Votive Season 2 Championship runner-up and has 5 career victories and 5 poles in the series. Unfortunately, day early for him is done. There is Hamilton Akabowiezi. He's in the 5th spot there, driving for a new team. He's the 2025 Elite Racing League Indy 500 winner, the fastest driver in the open qualifying, and also the fastest driver in qualifying for today. He also is the fastest 500 Indy 500 race winner in Elite Racing League history as well. So if there's things with speed, just look for Hamilton's name. It's not too far down the list, and we're going green flag as Jacob Oster picks us back up at lap 102. We're past the halfway point. Klimek, Kirchenbauer, Povolonis, and Akabowiezi, your top 5 as we're back underway here in the second half of the 5th running of the Votive Indy Derby, presented by Loverns Incorporated.
Yeah, it's a new race, actually. We started from 0, and as I say 0, because new strategy, all the same strategy, everyone. So it's just about pace, driving hard, and just going to the front. And that's Maleska is doing now in the 12th. It's almost side by side with Logan Edwards over there.
Ryan Campbell, Logan Edwards, Robert Malechka, Alexis Newsom, Seth Alexander. Just a who's who, an all-stars list of really talented community drivers, all right in this pack right here.
Yeah, actually, many winners, and you mentioned that, titles, championships.
Now, Robert Malechka is a 6-time INDYCAR Fixed and Oval Series lineage champion with 37 career victories over there in top split races. He's also last season won the historic Triple Crown, the only driver to ever do that. And he's also the PRI Hoosier 500 winner and swept the Indy 500s in May for the officials, and also is the 2026 P1 600 winner. This is one of the few races on his resume that he has not checked the box for. And we still have half a race to go, and as Lewis normally says, never count out Robert Malechka.
No, you don't have to count him behind, because he's one of them. So I think to that resume he have in his bag is like, my God, he don't need to show everyone what is Robert doing. So, but what if he is now in the 12 with 29 position on the spot for him today, gaining position. So it's gonna be pretty good for him for that. So, but yeah, it's gonna be really exciting. It's still 94 to go, but man, who knows what's gonna happen? It could be a surprise, or it could be a repeat winner.
Watching Josh Ward, Chad Simpson, Ryan Campbell, the battle for 7th, 8th, and 9th.
To be honest, you told me it's one of the check marks to make it. I thought he already won some, but nope.
Nope,
that's
he
why
has not.
That's what's like, yeah, that's why it's like, okay, really?
Former winners are Murphy. He won the inaugural race. Then we had Tanner Richards, who's not in the lineup. Then we had Ryan Campbell. And then Clindy last season. So we're looking for our first repeat champion, or do we get another new champion and go 5 for 5? We watch this battle between Ward and Simpson. Ward is the inaugural Votive Indy Oval Series champion, a 3-time Votive race winner, and a 3-time pole sitter. Racing for position. Right behind him, a very interested party of Ryan Campbell and Mason Mitchum. And if you hear that Jaws music in the background, well, that's because Robert Malechka is just lurking behind an 11th spot. Christopher for 23rd position, getting around Super Mex. A little bit further on back, Pim Van Gastel for 27th around Brody Moore. Chad Simpson, Josh Ward still side by side. Going back to that battle. This is for 7th. Everyone just stopped. Pretty much everyone pitted at lap 99. So they should be able to, if they can make it 50 laps, which we think they can, one more stop for everybody. So like you were saying, Lewis, this is all about pace in this stint. Just run it out, But you got to get the 150 though. That's the key thing.
Yeah, actually, you need to push it now. I think, sure, it could be, you know what, if we going like that to the end, the yellow flag is going to be a little bit difficult to coming out, but if we have a yellow flag in 20, 15 to go, it's going to be an excited race, and all of these guys sure is going to battle for the victory, especially Jacob Obster has been on the front for long, I think it's been 97 laps on the...
Yeah, he has led 87 of 114 so far. Now 88. Anna Klimek being very patient here. Still a long ways to go. And then right behind them, 2 of the Votive teammates as Indy up into the wall off of 4. And that's going to open the opportunity for Casey Povolonis' teammate to get alongside going into 1. I think maybe Indy kind of overdrove it a little bit. And he's struggling down to the bottom now and ahead of steam, and he just tucks back in line and moved Casey Povolonis now up to the 3rd position.
Just to focus on that, on your marks. I know sometimes it's laps by laps. It's getting a little bit not easy, but like another lap. And that's the main corner you don't have to miss, because you need to all your attention now. I hope it's gonna make an attempt soon, because the guys on the front, Anna Klimek and Oster, start to escape away, and Povolonis is 1 second over there.
Klimek is your defending series champion. So, but a key thing for her is right now she finished 2nd in this race a season ago and really wants this victory. And I'm sure for a lot of these drivers up at the front here, they're not points racing. They are all in it to win it. So I'm sure that's the last thing she is thinking of right now is points racing. Now, you know, after the checker flag falls, if she finishes in a good finishing position and doesn't win, okay, I got good points out of this thing. I survived it. The season now moves on. But right now, it's all about the W. All about the W right now for a lot of these drivers.
The price.
A lot of money on the line. Yep. Jacob Oster, if he gets the win here, he'll be the first driver to win the P1 600 and the Votive Indy Derby.
I see the chat, no, in the chat on YouTube, in the chat of the iRacing, it's Matthias Stroud. He's in Europe. So he said, I spotted Christopher Albrecht, and tomorrow I need to wake up at 6 in the morning. works. So that's why we have a conversation between over here.
Well, the man on the move right now is Clindy. We know he, 3 wide behind him. Let's go back to that battle right there. But Clindy got around Akabawizi and is now catching Kirchenbauer. But this three-car battle right here, this is Simpson, Campbell, and the lap car of Brody Moore. Brody Moore staying high, and the 2 Alliance members. Whoa! Ryan just slid right on up. Hopefully he knew that he was clear. Brody Moore gets in as being an alternate. Really, Brody is up 6 positions in 30th. And kind of corking the bottle right now behind the 2, ahead of the 2 Alliance teammates. Clindy has caught Indy, and it makes me wonder, as Indy is fallen back a little bit of Casey, is Indy possibly damaged from smacking the wall a couple of laps ago? Because Clindy has really ran him down in the Pink Panther.
Let's see. To be honest, I have to come back to the incident, but I don't see any damage. It's just sometimes you need to adjust something inside the car to make the car turning a little bit better. But I don't see any damage on the side pod on the car. So maybe it's a small damage, we don't know, and that make it this issue and Andy. So I hope it's gonna be okay and he can continue with that.
Lap 126 of 200. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Jacob Oster is your leader. Watching the battle right now between Indy Kirchenbauer, Clindy, and Hamilton Akabawizi. Don't see these guys in the same lineups very often, but this is the 4th, 5th, and 6th as they're trying to run down the Prodigy in the solid gold VRL car. But further back, Craig Forsyth passing Shane Dugan for 26th position, 25th and 26th. Not a stereotypical Craig Forsyth race, but still, we have about 70 laps, just over 70 laps to go. A lot can happen between now and the finish of this race. Here's your updated weather. 115 on the track temp. It has maintained pretty much that temperature over the last weather update. 71 on the ambient.
It's getting hotter. That we started actually. At some point it was lower because it was a target on the track, so a little cloud under there make the temperature of the track going down from 100 and then went down again with 116 now on the track. So that's why maybe the issue on the Indy maybe also maybe Casey Pobolones found the good adjustment inside on the car to make it getting 6/10 over closer actually for Anna Clement. Even Clendy is in there closer to Andy for 5/10.
You should ask Loverns Inc. if they do demolition. I think they do. They are a construction company, and it normally means they do break down walls. And anytime someone kisses the turn 4 wall, that needs to be sponsored by Loverns Inc. Because we got a lot of drivers out there. Just a couple laps ago, Alexis Newsom about tried to knock down the turn 4 wall again. This wall pounding moment brought to you by Loverns Incorporated. Jacob Oster is your leader, and he has commanded a lot of this race. Up 3 spots, started up front, been up front all day. Anna Klemic started second, runs second. Casey Povalonis started 11th, runs 8th. The Prodigy started 7th, runs 4th, up 3. And the biggest gainer right now in the top 5, it is Clindy. Started 33rd, is 28th. And I'll tell you, if Clindy wins, if he could win this, we've only had, I think the furthest back that anyone has won a race that we have broadcasted. is 33rd, and I think that belongs to Adriano Pinero, and I think that's when he won the Elite Racing League's Pocono 500 last year when he started 33rd and won that race. I don't think we've had anyone exceed 33rd to win a race. He would tie at least a channel record, I believe.
Yeah, actually, no. You're right. Adriano is the only one from 33 to win the race, but we always broadcast in some like 20, 25.
Yeah, most of the official races we do is right around 20, 25 cars, right in that neighborhood. Yeah, so we don't really have super duper big fields.
Like,
Tim Van Gastel coming off of pit road. And he's still trying to run down Indy. Not very many close battles on the racetrack. Let's go right here. This is a close battle. Old and slow Mark Murphy trying to reel in Matt Taylor. Boy, these are two drivers with a ton of starts here. Mark Murphy, the back-to-back 2022 Season 3 and Season 4 INDYCAR Fixed Series champion, two-time Dark Horse champion, an inaugural Indy Derby winner. That is Mark Murphy. Taylor in the wall off of 4, and that's going to allow Murph to sneak on by, and there was plenty of room there. And just Taylor just drove himself up into the wall, and that's going to open the door for Albrecht now.
ugh. Oh, that's unfortunate for Taylor. Especially, they are just maybe 10. They are 10 to go. 15 to go to come into the pit.
Yeah,
so
you're right.
Need to survive. At least 10 more laps. And
See, Matt Taylor,
Yeah.
3 victories and 5 podiums in his 5 Votive Indy Oval Series starts. He's also a 2025 PRI Hoosier 500 qualifier. He's also finished on the podium of the Fixed and Oval Series, including top split victories. That is Matt Taylor running for Team I5G.
Robert apologized for the Simpson. Have a little bit touch on the back. Side by side also Mitchum and Campbell. No big deal, but yeah, Robert a little bit almost run over the shot in the turn 1 and 2 lap ago. But
Let's
nothing.
ride with King Roberts. Down the backstretch. Big lift going into 3. Down the 4th gear. Just riding the bottom. He's saving those tires, really. Doing a good job. But we don't expect anything less out of Robert. 6-time Indy Oval Series and the Fixed Series champion. Getting a big run to the inside of Chad Simpson. Gets a wheel there, side by side, coming off the corner. And he just about clears him, but Simpson's going to have a head full of steam on the high side. Momentum. Maybe a little bit of draft assist from Josh Ward up ahead, but that's going to allow, anyways, holding that line side by side going into turns 1 and 2, and that allows Robert with the preferred line to get the position.
Loose. Oof. Little bit loose on the exit on the corner.
Oh, and Clindy gets around Indy Kirchenbauer, so move Clindy now up the 4th. Not sure exactly where this happened. It started. Wow, it even started. Oh, okay. So Clindy got him a lap before, and they ran side by side for the better part of that entire lap. And remember, we talked about how powerful the bottom of 1 and 2 is with these cars at this racetrack. But look at Clindy just hold on and hang tough on the high side and getting the momentum down the backstretch. And unfortunately, I don't think there was enough time for Casey Povolonis to dip down low and to give a little bit of the draft to Indy. And then Clindy just uses that momentum on the high side through 3 and 4 to be able to finish this pass off. And he will clear him right about the start-finish line. So that took a whole lap to accomplish. And now look at the lead he has.
That's good lead, actually. Yeah. Actually, Povolonis started getting close, little bit close, still 6 tenths, but look like close. And with Anna Klemek, and I don't think more battles over here. Maybe Robert have a lap down in between. Moore again.
Oh, Moore into the wall off of 4. He's just trying to get out of everyone's way. That Pinback Gastel's back there as well. Let's go through the field here before we get to the next round of pit stops. Here are your stint time. So everyone's getting near that 50 mark we talked about. Let's go ahead and bring up intervals. But Jacob Oster is your leader. Anna Klimek is second. Casey Povolonis is third. Clindy, the man on the move at the moment, he is now in 4th position. He just passed Indy Kirchenbauer. The Prodigy is in 5th. Hamilton Kabaweezy in 6th. Mason Mitchum has very quietly worked his way up to 7th. Ryan Campbell, former winner in the Derby, in 8th. Josh Ward, former series champion, in 9th. And Robert Malechka in 10th. Then we got back behind them Chad Simpson. He's in 11th. Logan Edwards in 12th. Andrew Marquez, his teammate, in 13th. Alexis Newsom, their teammate as well, in 14th. And Seb Alexander rounding out the top 15. And then we get into the bottom portion of into the top 20-ish is Kostik Solwich in 16th position. And Matt Taylor, another one of the I5G entries, in 17th. Mark Murphy at 18th. Chris Albrecht right behind him in 19th. And Amon Lal in 20th. Christopher is in 22nd position. Shane Coker in 21st. Supermex in 23rd. Roden Eftink in 24th position. Shane Dugan 25th. Craig Forsyth in 26th. Pim Van Gastel in 27th. Brody Moore in 28th. Pit Road, Robert Malechka. Luke Reed in 29th. And John Stellard in 30th. And those are all the cars that are currently running on the racetrack. We still have 30 cars running. Robert Malechka on pit road.
Oster coming to the pit now. Nobody else followed him.
So by himself. And really, he might have been able to time that a little bit better if he could come in the same time with his teammate. And then they would leave together and help each other, but they're not going to be able to do that. But there is your race leaders dominated this day.
There's a lot of people calling to the pit, actually.
Chad Simpson, pit road. Craig Forsyth on pit road. On Lal coming out of his stall. His stop's done. Christopher completed his stop. Andy Kirchenbauer. He needs to get down to that. Oh, sorry. There he is. He needs to get down to his spot. And Stouffer had to lift a little bit. So Casey Povolonis now picks up a lead as Anna Klimek on pit road for her final stop. So final stops starting to tick off with 48 to go. How long does Casey Povolonis want to stay out there? I guess the longer he stays out, the shorter fill it gets, but he's not turning any faster times. Yeah, he's coming in now. Oh, it locks him up coming to the cone, and he makes it. Logan Edwards stays out now. Lexus Newsom stays out with him. Matt Taylor. So Team I5G guys all going to run the tanks dry. First, second, and third. Casey Povolonis still on pit road. Waiting, down and away. 9.4 on the stop. You're just sitting there and you feel tick, 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 tick. Go faster. Logan Edwards now the leader. We'll see when he comes to pit road. We see Roden Eftink at the bottom of your screen. He's coming up to speed on his outlap. In front of them, that is Pim Van Gastel. Logan, way up to the high side. Getting that grip strip in the high side off of 4. Remember, next race for us here in the Votive Indy Oval Series, 2 weeks. 2 weeks as we go to Texas Motor Speedway for a day-night doubleheader. First doubleheader in the history of the Votive Indy Oval Series. And do we see Matt come to pit road? It does. Oh, wow. That was almost disaster. You kind of saw it. Supermax was coming up on him, and I think Supermax might have thought that it was going to be coming to pit road. And there's a little bit of a hesitation there, but not an ideal entry for Logan Edwards, but he does make it on the pit road.
What a bad thing for Logan Edwards. Actually, almost, but good thing to Estrada have a good tire to make that move. And Logan Edwards read the moment to brake before and leave the pass by at Estrada.
Almost turned into what we saw a lot happen during the IIS race for us at Nashville. But now that pit stint is over, Jacob Oster is your leader, and he is your leader by a considerable amount now. 3 seconds over Anna Klimek. Klindy has worked his way up around Povolonis. He is now in third, so Povolonis had a long stop. Klindy beat him on and off pit road and gets the position. But is Klindy going to run out of time? Our defending winner of the Derby from a season ago. So really, those guys are wanting a caution, but with 43 to go, Jacob Oster's like, no, boys, no, just no caution. Green flag, clean and green, rest of the way. He has dominated this day.
Oh yeah, that's why. Murphy complaining with the Aman Lal because they have a contact on turn 1 and 2. But nothing else. I think just a little bit touch. Now Murphy.
Yeah, that was in 3 and 4. I think he slid right up in front of him, gave him the old Brazilian clear.
Oh my God, they have a contact.
Yeah, and I think they made contact. So we'll go back. We'll set this again. We'll watch this again. It's a Lal just slides right up and gives him the old Brazilian clear. And I think he had a lift at some point, and yeah, maybe just a slight lift. And Murph just was riding the high side, had a whole bunch of momentum, and got right there. Povolonis has caught Klindy. And they are running down Klimek.
Man. The Oster pit road of pit 18, it was massive. Now it's at 3.4 ahead over the Anna Klimek. They was at 6:10, so 7:10 closer. Now anymore, so he's 3 seconds ahead. And Klindy is getting close to Anna Klimek. So Klindy won the position over there. But the massive gap between these two guys on behind, it is huge.
Once again, if you're just joining us, you're watching P1's coverage of Season 5, the Season 5 opener of the Votive Indy Oval Series from Kentucky Speedway for the 5th running of the Votive Indy Derby. Currently 38 laps to go. Jacob Oster is your leader by about now 2.7 seconds, so Klimek has actually reeled him in a little bit. I don't know if he got caught behind lap traffic, but that 3.4 second lead went down to 2.8. We'll continue to monitor that. But thanks for being with us. The next Votive event is the Texas Twin 175 day-night doubleheader. That's Sunday, August 9th, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure you join us this Wednesday for the season opener of the Horizon INDYCAR Series right here on P1, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Murph and Say Hey Lewis Hayes will be on the call of that one. Tonight's 5th running of the Votive Indy Derby is presented by Loverns Incorporated for renovation, remodeling, painting, and mold removal services. You want to visit lovernsinc.com. Link is in the description. I want to thank Loverns Inc. for sponsoring today's event and the series all season long. 36 to go.
Yeah, 36 to go. Side by side between Anna Klimek and John Ster. Bad for Anna Klimek because that make her cost timing, but Jacob Oster have some lap down the front, make her Anna Klimek getting close.
Yeah, Oster, that lead has fallen to, was right around 2.1. Now it's kind of grown to 2.3.
Yeah, he make the pass over Brody Moore again in the in the side by side with somebody, and I think Oster left side by him. That's why he loses sometimes over there.
So Oster now leads by 2.5 over Klimek. Weather update from the AccuWeather forecast here in P1 Studios. 120 degrees now on the track. Trap temp has gone up another 4 degrees. Oh, and that was not a very good turn for Oster.
Yeah, you know what?
Wide up the racetrack. He is struggling right now.
He was loose in the entry, even in the entry on turn 3, loose on the corner. That's why he needs to adjust. To be honest, he's tiny loose on the entry. Yeah, that's why the gap is getting close to that. Black flag for Aman Lal.
Aman Lal, black flag. I believe he's on pit road. So yes, that'll be speeding coming to pit road.
My God. Yeah.
Going back to Casey Povolonis and Clindy battling for position. This is for the bottom step of the podium. And Clindy sends it along the outside. Foul gets up to the wall. Clindy Cindy in the high side. .30 to go.
Oh, it's close.
And again, I don't see anybody catching Oster unless he gets into really deep traffic. And he does have Dugan in front of him by 0.7 of a second. He also has Brody Moore, Antonio Estrada, and Shane Coker all ahead of him. They're all within about 2.3 seconds of him on the racetrack. But you see a couple of cars in that shot. If he doesn't catch him, or if he does catch him and get by him, that's one thing. But if he gets caught up behind him, that's going to open the door for Klimek and Povolonis and Clindy to creep in. And now Klimek has now got it down to about 2 seconds flat. Now it grows to 2.2. So really, right now, Klimek, Povolonis, Clindy really would love to see a caution so they could reel in Oster instead of trying to run him down with time running out. They do have tire limits here in the Votive Indy Oval Series. And 7 sets, 1 on the car, 6 in the pits. So a lot of these drivers still have plenty of tires. Here you see pit stop count. Everyone at least 3 stops for everybody. You see Clindy with 3, Edwards with 3. But are still on the racetrack.
This is the difficult question. What about 15 to go? What about Oster do it? What about Anna Klimek, Povolonis, all the top 10 to do? What kind of thing they can do? Stay out and play with that, or somebody can come into the pit and make the attempt to win something? Who knows, man?
Well, if they have to come to pit road, then we'll turn the attention to Logan Edwards. He's only 18 laps now, 19 laps into his current stint. He's good to go. He has the freshest tires, and look at him on the outside of Robert. There's one position. And he's going to catch Ward, and he's going to probably pass him on the main straight. Well, he's going to take a shot going into 3, but he'll definitely complete it going towards the main straight. Here we go. So if they run out of tires, but I get 24 to go, and he has a long ways to go, too, also to get to the lead. It's 17 seconds, I believe, for him. Or 9 seconds, 9 seconds for him up to the leader. But we'll watch him. Oster's still in traffic. He is ahead of Craig Forsyth, behind Shane Dugan. And now Klimek 1.5. So another 1/10 of a second. Well, she's in the draft envelope of Craig in that light blue car.
It's because the lap down,
this is Craig right here.
Oster have
blue car, sorry. This car. She's within a second and a half of him, and we'll go back to Anna. Yeah, she's 1.1 to Forsyth. So she should be able to use Forsyth's draft to pull herself forward and might be able to pull herself into this thing. 1.7 now. Povalonis around Clindy and pulling away. Lindy seems pretty secure in fourth, but that might be where his day stalls out. And he still has to worry about Akabawizi a little bit. You can't rule him out. So there's Oster now, 20 to go. Again, dominated this day. He is your leader. He has led 147 laps. Day of domination for the Worm Man. But he is in dirty, dirty, dirty air on 30-lap-old tires. Not done so already, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Doesn't cost you a thing, it's free. Hit the like button, subscribe, ring the bell so you know when we go live next time. Of course, we will be live tomorrow for our Monday night doubleheader. And then we have our Tuesday night streams going on as well. Tuesday night, we will have a triple header. Will be Indy Oval Series at Texas. Then we'll have Area 51 at Chicagoland and the Indy Next Oval Series at Southern National. If you like short track open wheel racing, check out Indy Next. Dugan is running down Oster, and Pim Van Gastel's there now too. I think Pim might have slightly better tires.
Oh yeah, he just came.
Yeah, he just came off the pit road, so he's going to pass here. Anna Klimek 1.3. 17 to go. 16 to go now. And if you've not done so already, please subscribe to the channel. About a third of you watching are not subscribers. Would like to change that. Most of you are. I do appreciate that. We definitely appreciate that. Closest battle on the racetrack. Not a lot of them right now. I think a lot of we're kind of spread out. Stouffer, Coker, Albrecht. They're behind Luke Reed, who unfortunately is a lap down, but in 27th, but he's kind of bottling this group up, a little cork in the bottle action. Here comes Stouffer on the high side. Check out the process, how the process of Logan Edwards is going now with those slightly fresher tires. Logan won a season ago on the Elite Racing League at Portland. We'll be back at Portland for the Elite Racing League this Thursday, right here on P1 and the ERN channel. We'll be simulcasting to both. Their 2026 B season, round 2 at Portland. Join us. Me and Lewis will be there for that. Josh Ward getting close to his teammate Mason Mitchum. Trying to battle for position here. This is for 9th and 10th. Robert Malechka now back to 11th. Marquez, Newsom teammates racing for position. This is 13th and 14th.
Oh no! He made the contact. Shane Dugan made a contact with the Oster. Oh.
Well, we got to go back and watch that. What happened? We see Dugan on the off of. Is this on the main straightaway? Oh, yes. See, exactly. He arrow washed up into the wall, and Dugan was there. And let's watch from Dugan's point of view what happened. We'll go to Dugan here. And, yeah, Jacob is in the wash of Antonio Estrada, and he has the lift and just... Watch this. We'll get a really good look at that taupe soap Stellara, that teal taupe soap Stellara here, the nose of it. Right? Watch this. In a second here, oh, he's getting up in the gray. I got a lift. I got a... Whoa, right in your living room. There you go. And contact.
Man, how for one incident could be cost you...
But it's got it down to less than a second and 9 laps to go.
Look like the same thing happened with Alexis and Anna Klemek on Michigan. Almost the same, but in that time, Alexis Nielsen have a problem with the also lap down and also the tire management. So,
yeah, these are extremely worn tires. Oster on 42-lap-old tires, Anna Klemek on 40-lap-old tires, Povolonis on 39, Klindy on 40, Akabuizi on 40. And the thing is, unless there's a caution here late, and I even think if there's a late caution, I don't think people are coming to pit road unless you're back of the pack. I think people will stay out. I think all these leaders we see right here, they're on these tires. They're in it to finish it. And Oster is now stuck behind lap traffic, a lot of lap traffic. He goes high. Povolonis is now underneath Klimek.
And make the pass.
And he's going to be able to make the pass. And is he going to have the time? 6 to go. Casey Povolonis now the man on the move. As Oster is just bottled up right now in lap traffic. But it's the same lap traffic that Povolonis has to get through.
And it's held that move of the Oster over the lap down, and also the move of the Povolonis and Anna Klemek may help to Oster to escape for 1 second.
Five to go down the backstretch for Jacob Oster. Povolonis still within a second. On the inside of Povolonis to the inside of Craig Forsyth. This is just for track position. Running out of time. And Anna Klemek coming right with him. Klindy's now caught this group. So it is a full-on battle for second spot here. Now Klemek to the outside of Povolonis, going into 1. They have lap traffic in front of him. Povolonis goes high, gives a little bit of dirty air to Anna. Anna's going to have a full head of steam down the backstretch. She tucks in line, sets him back up for 3. Jacob Oster coming off of 4, looking for 3 to go.
Oh, contact in front. Antonio Estrada have a contact with Moore.
So Argy Bargy up front. Moore trying to stay in the middle of the racetrack. Klindy's now caught Anna. Oh, Craig Forsyth. Hold it, Craig. Ooh. Oster now, leader by 7 tenths. Coming to 2 to go. They're through the lap traffic.
He's there. Oster, I think that
Oster has got, Oster has lap traffic in front of him. That's Roden F takes 6 tenths. He's in the draft window. He's in the dirty air. Here comes Povolonis. No. Flag stand. Here's your white flag out. 1 more lap to go for the Votive Indy Derby.
Can be the damage on the car of the Oster.
Oster has been caught. Here's Povolonis taking a look to the high side. They finish off turns 1 and 2. They still have the lap traffic in front of him. Povolonis now 2 tenths behind. Coming into 3 and 4 for the final time. Getting ready to make the turn for home. And down the stretch they come. It is Oster and Povolonis racing it off the corner. And I think Povolonis is going to run out of line. Jacob Oster is going to win the Indy Derby. Klindy nicks Anna Klemek at the line.
Close.
And what an exciting finish there towards the end. Anna sends it to the inside wall. I don't think she's very happy. Klindy, a little bit of a love tap to Jacob Oster. And now Jacob's your first driver in the community to win both the Votive Indy Derby and the P1 600.
It was so close. It was so close.
If that went another 10 laps, who knows what I got. And here are your results. Jacob Oster with the win by 3/10, almost 4/10 over Casey Povolonis. Clindy nipping Anna at the line. And I'm telling you right there, Clindy's going to be happy with this podium, but he's going to be happier that he finished ahead of Anna, because that's the two that we're going to expect to see battling for this points championship as this season unfolds. And that he got her in race 1, that matters. That matters. Akabuizi in 5th, Kirchenbauer in 6th, Logan Edwards in 7th, Ryan Campbell 8th, Josh Ward 9th, Mason Mitchum in 10th. At least there's not a yard of bricks there that he's doing a burnout over. Robert Malechka in 11th. Chad Simpson. Someone told me it was no big deal. No big deal. It's okay. He did it. It's just bricks. Whatever. Chad Simpson in 12th. Andrew Marquez 13th. Newsom. Sam Alexander, Matt Taylor. Murph. Caustic Soul Edge. Stouffer and Coker. The Murph, I think, has one more freebie after this, and then he needs to either win or he needs to finish in the top 20 in points. I think his 5-race provisional runs out after this one. Or one more after this. Shane Coker, he hosts with the most, top 20. Very quietly. Good job for him. Chris Albrecht, Rud Nefting, Super Tech, Shane Dugan, Craig Forsyth, Pim Van Gassel, Luke Reed, Brody Moore, John Stellard, Amon Long. We're not done. We got a lot more to go. Alexander Russell, Edson Santos, Tristan Fortson, Butch Davis, Caleb Bashir. All these drivers had contact throughout the day. Kirchenbauer, Koster, Shadid, Simard. Almost got through that. So close. Gary Lovern. Jacob Collins, Brendan Lichtenberg, and Logan Spath is your 43-car field. Indy, I believe Indy had the purple lap.
Yes.
Yeah, 222.8. It didn't come up on the screen. I didn't turn that feature on, but 222.8 is his lap.
Oh, he didn't touch the free. Smart guy.
Oh, while I'm queuing up the replays for our podium interviews, go ahead. Who is your Luis Gonzalez Nunez driver of the race?
I cannot give it to Plenty because he finished the podium. It's too much for him. So
it's too much. He can't handle it. He can't possibly handle it.
So I'm gonna give you Ryan Campbell with 34. Started, finished 8:26. Also Josh Ward with 7. But it's Ryan Campbell on 8. Drive it of the week. No, day. Because the week is the fixed. So yeah, the day.
You can define it however you want to. It's your award, man.
No, actually no.
It's your
actually
award.
no. That's pretty good. You said about the week, and this makes sense because it's only one big straight field of the week, so it have to be the week. But for the day, today is yeah.
All right, let's get into the interview room. I'm sure we're going to have some exhausted driver. That looked like it was a workout for them. We'll ask them how they're feeling. Let's bring in Clindy, and joining us in the booth is Clindy, and no repeat win, but still another podium finish for you here in the Votive Indy Derby. And the most important thing is nipping Anna at the line. I figured if you weren't able to get the win, at least you beat Anna, and then that I'm sure it's going to come down between you two for the points championship here at the end. But man, not the best qualifying effort, but you drove yourself out of a hole. You got some track position by staying out on one of the early cautions, and you raced pretty hard up front, but just no late cautions to shrink that field back up to give you a shot for the win.
Yeah, unfortunately, I just had some of the hardest drivers in the world to pass in front of me. I mean, I am surprised I was able to get one over Hamilton and then Indy. They're both very fast, know what they're doing, very quick. I I think if maybe I had dispatched them 5 laps earlier, I would have had a real shot at winning the race, because I would have been able to extend that first stint 1 lap longer, just like Casey did. And ultimately, I think those 2 to 3 lap fresher tires he had were the difference in him getting to Jacob and me not being able to get Anna until the very last moment. I think if this race was 5 laps longer, or if I had been 5 laps ahead of schedule at any time after the caution reset us all, I would have done a little bit better, but I cannot complain. I drove a wonderful, smart race. I did exactly what I needed to do, came home P3. And honestly, Gary, I think Casey is going to be my chief championship rival this year. He's really come together. He's got a lot of pieces in place. And if you had asked me after all the practices this week who my favorite to win the Derby today would have been Casey. But Jacob started up front and just kept that track position all day and was on the best strategy, and just was easy for him to maintain. And I think he was maybe only challenged once or twice the whole race by Kirkenbauer, and then maybe later by some of the i5G cars. But just a shame that I have no idea what I'm doing in qualifying and had to pass 30 cars to even try to fight. But my arms are tired. My guts are on the floor. Definitely spilled them all out, working as hard as I could to put on a show. And I hope everyone watching at home enjoyed it.
Let's talk about how hard you were driving out there. I mean, the conditions weren't very easy for you either. The track temp continued to go up throughout the day. There weren't a lot of cautions late in this race or through the second half of this race to kind of give you guys, to spell you for a moment. So it really made tough the second half of this race. I mean, you were just going. There was no rest period in the entire last 150 miles of this race, just about.
Honestly, I think I prefer it that way. I think if the whole race had gone green, I have no idea where I would have finished. Maybe like 8th or something, just because the field's so big and I had so much ground to make up. But last Derby, I relished in the long green runs, right? That's when Rob and I pulled out to a 6-second lead over everybody else. So it's just about keeping your tires under you, driving a smart, consistent pace, and you'll be able to reel them in at the end, just like Casey and I did to Jacob. But Jacob was just fast enough. He drove a great race, so congratulations to him for winning such a prestigious event.
Well, you in 4 derbies now, one of which you won. You've never finished worse than 4th. You finished 4th, 3rd, 1st, and then 3rd again. So kind of got that Santino Ferrucci type top 10 finishes streak going on here in the biggest race of the season. Congratulations. Shout outs, friends, family, sponsors, anyone you want to say hi to before we let you go.
Yeah, just missing all my friends back in DC while I'm here home with my family for a while in Illinois, and looking forward to my buddy Alex. His wedding is in a couple weekends, so I was here for his bachelor party. Had a great time with all my high school buddies, and if you got a dog in your life, give him a pet. Scratch back your favorite cat. Show love to those in your life who need it. I love my mama. She's my biggest fan, so happy to be in her house right now. Love my dad. He helped me out with some pizza earlier today, gave me the carbs I needed to finish. All my teammates at Rogue Racing all throughout the Alliance at Satellite and at IAR. Looks like Ryan Campbell came home in the top 10 as well, and it looks like Chad's not too far behind him. So we had a decent day. Definitely not in qualifying, but race went well. And then of course, thanks to Shane for putting on such a great event. He worked tirelessly to make sure that this would be the best race it could be. And I'm sure we're going to relish in this replay for a long time, watching that intro and all of the media that he's put together for this crown jewel event. Last but not least, thanks to my 2 sponsors. My first sponsor, the Votive Racing League, which you're here watching on P1 Broadcasting. So thanks, Gary. Thanks, LGN, for all you do for the network. And then thanks to Advance.gg, where you can get 10% off water supplements for energy boosts in your drink. And a little bit of that comes back to me. Just use my promo code CLENDYSENDY, and to Segerman Farms, run by my cousin Craig Segerman. So you've got 2 more people on the podium you need to talk to, but thanks so much for having me, Gary. Thanks for putting this on, and I will see you in the future.
All right, that's Clindy finishing 3rd today and starting his campaign to regain that championship in fine form. Let's bring up Casey Povolonis and have him join us in the booth. And here he is. finishing second today, and then maybe with 10 more laps you could have reeled in Jacob, but hey, it's 200 laps and 300 miles, and that's all that's the promoters are going to give us tonight, and still come home in second. A good race for you, 9 spots better. You normally qualify a little bit better up front, but today kind of in that first third of the field and didn't have quite as far to go as some of the other drivers that finished behind you, but still you had to race your way up there, and you did. In a late battle there, you, Clindy, and Anna all fought for the bottom step and the second step of the podium, and you were kind of the survivor there, making it out to P2. Did you think you have, if the race went any longer, would you have anything else for Jacob?
Man, I was right on Jacob's bumper, coming to the line pretty much. Yeah, I was just tracking him down, and I'm just like, man, one more lap, and I'm side by side with him, and then we're seeing what happens.
Well, let's talk about your race. Again, the same thing with Clindy. A very arduous second half of the race. Not very many cautions. Not very many chances to rest. And then we see kind of what happens when we have these green flag pit stops. The field gets strung out. You actually, at one point, I think, came back out after the last pit stop, maybe in third, or no, we were in fourth. And you had to race around Clindy and then race around Anna to get to second. Did anything happen to you on your pit stop, or you're just having a hard time getting down the pit stop? I mean, it is pretty hard to do, slowing down from 220 to 45 miles per hour.
I'm just pretty conservative when it comes to pitting. I know it's a great way to junk your race. I spun it out like 2 times in practice, and entering and exiting. But yeah, as far as qualifying goes, I mean, this is my 3rd Derby in the first 2 Derbies. I had pathetic qualifying runs, and I had to start way back. So this time around, I just said, you know what, I'm going to do what I need to do. Just put it, get a solid run. And I felt really good. And I was like, man, that's got to be good enough for like 5th to 7th. And it was like 11th. And it's like, oh, well, I got what I wanted.
Well, this should be your career best finish today. You now have 19 career starts, 3 podiums, 3 top 5s, and 9 top 10s, and you're always one of the fastest to qualify. Clindy says that he's actually calling you kind of his favorite for the championship. How do you feel about now that the Derby's over and the biggest race of the year is done, and we don't have to worry about that. We can look at in the rearview mirror, but the rest of the season ahead of you, how are you feeling about the rest of the season?
Shoot, we're gonna have to see how it plays out. I mean, I'm starting on the right step, but yeah, when I started working earlier this year, I said, you know what, I'm not gonna focus weekly on races, and I'm just gonna focus on the big 3, which that's gonna be the Derby. Well, I guess there's 2 of those, per year, the P1 600 and the Hoosier 500. So those are the big ones to think about. And then, yeah, as far as the Votive Championship, we'll see how it goes.
One race at a time, I hear you. Any shout-outs, friends, family, sponsors, anyone you want to say hi to before we let you go?
Heck yeah. I want to thank all the Votive teammates, Shane, Andy, Gary, Clay, John, Mason, Sam, Josh. I mean, they were all there today. We all did a great job working out together and figuring stuff out. I was looking at the data in practice, and was figuring out where we needed to have the car to have the most efficient settings and whatnot. And I think we all helped each other out. Got to thank the dog Jet. He's the glue that holds this whole operations together. I think there's probably a couple people watching, maybe the parents, but yeah, had a good race, had a decent brickyard.
All right, well,
that's pretty much it.
That's right. You had a full day today, so congratulations there, and congratulations here, and we'll catch you in a couple of weeks when we do the day-night doubleheader in Texas.
All right, thanks.
It's Casey Povolonis, who finished second here today. Let's bring in Jacob Oster, and now with a P1 600 checkbox checked off, and now the Votive Indy Derby checkbox checked off. Now we just need a PRI Hoosier 500 win. So now we're asking an awful lot for that one, maybe. But you never know.
God, I wish.
But you got a big one checked off today, the Derby. And it wasn't like Derbies that we've seen in the past where they've been extraordinarily close finishes. You really did dominate this day. I think lap traffic was kind of playing with you there. And we'll talk about that incident that kind of unfolded between you and Dugan with about 5 or 6 laps left. But really, this was kind of a day of dominance for you. What really set you off today? What made you so good here at Kentucky for the Derby?
I mean, like, I really didn't have a lot of time to like prep for this. I didn't really put a lot of time into it, even with the little time I had. But I knew from what I did that clean air and tire delta was going to matter. So I knew that even starting fourth, I had to get up front quickly and just start to control the race from there because it would start to gap out, and I wanted to be in the best position possible and not have to just roast my stuff. I can take pitting a lap or two earlier if I'm going to have better tires throughout the whole race, and that worked out in the end. So that's why I went so hard at the initial bit of the start, and then why I was going so hard after that first caution, just to make sure that I got into the front and I was controlling it all.
Let's talk about that incident a little bit later in the race. It looks like you got a little aero wash from, I believe that was a Strata in front of you. Kind of come up to the wall, you lift a little bit, and Dugan was riding the high side, giving you room down low, which is the right thing to do, but he had a big run on the high side, and you lift, and the next thing, he's in the back of your attenuator just a little bit. A, did you feel it? B, did you have a moment of excitement there? And talk about it from your point of view. It looks like one of those racing type of things to me, but talk about that incident with, it was about 5 or 6 to go.
Yeah, it's not Shane's fault because like Tony had been running like the second lane in 3 and 4 for the majority of the last couple laps, and I have been rolling the bottom all the time. And like I know that lap cars, you want to fight for it, but it's kind of the last stint. I know that if I was in that situation, I would be moving over a little bit because you're not going to be able to gain on your people in front of you anyways. So I'd rather just let the leaders go. So I kind of got washed there and got pushed up, and I was just recovering it not to hit the wall, and I think I scraped it a little bit, and Shane was just there. Like, thankfully, it did not kill me. Like, that I was gonna be kind of pissed if that did, because like that wasn't been Shane's fault. I just would have been mad that lap cars aren't kind of being respectful like I expect them to be. But I mean, that's just kind of the deal. I had no clean air in that last stint, mainly just because of the way the pit cycles work. But I'll take it if it comes out the other side of a victory. I don't really care.
We know that this second half of the year is pretty packed for you and your team. At least we don't know what the future of the Pro Series is, but we'd imagine that's your focus. Will we now, as you won the Derby and now are the points leader, will we expect you to take a run at the championship, or is it just going to be as available for races this season?
I plan on running every single race I can. The ones at Texas I may or may not make. It's a toss-up for me getting home from Kentucky that day. So we'll see. And then every other race I should be good for, with exception of one at the end of September where I'll be out of the country. So we'll have a chance at the championship. If I can keep up my streak of votive finishing the race and winning the race, I think we're going to be A-okay on that championship. So I just got to keep that up and keep driving these sets that Rob makes very beautifully to the front.
Shout outs, friends, family, sponsors. Anyone want to say hi to before we let you go? Big win today for the Derby.
First, thanks to my teammate Rob Malechka for the excellent setup. He knows what he's doing, and this car was really kind of perfect. You could go anywhere you wanted to go. You could put a lot of weight jacker in it if you wanted to get loose. It was very neutral if you needed it to be, and I was very happy with that. And then everyone else at Powerslide Team Hype. I know Russell had a bad incident in the race, but glad he was here to show up. And just everybody else, all my friends. I think one of them's watching right now. Hi Billy, if you're still there. Yeah, just everyone on the team, all the friends and family. It's nice to win a bigger race again. It's been a while.
Congratulations, Jacob. Go celebrate, get your rest, and we'll catch you at the next one. And I hope to see you more this season.
All right, thanks, guys.
And real quick, we'll give a little extra TV time to Ryan Campbell, who is the driver of the race for Luis Gonzalez Nunez there. Luis, we got another one under our belt. As always, you and I have like 5 of these big races a year. And it always works us into a tizzy, but we're always glad that we can get to the end of them. This seemed to be, and as other derbies have gone, other derbies seem to have been more exciting. Today, it really seemed that, if you're able to get yourself out in front of a lot of this traffic, you're able to maximize on it. And also the very important part of getting to pit road during green flag, green flag stint, in the most efficient way possible. And that's kind of what we saw Jacob do today, and he dominated this day. And we haven't seen this level of dominance in the Derby in the 5 runnings. He led 167 of 200 laps. I mean, that is Juan Montoya boring 2000 Indy 500-esque right there. That's how much he dominated this day. I mean, Jacob was out in front for virtually this entire race. So your final thoughts of kind of what you saw here today, and now that the Derby's over, we could look past this and finally get into the meat of the season, which is a doubleheader at Texas.
Oh yeah, sure. I think it wasn't that boring race, to be honest. At some point, yes, when we see the 3 point something ahead Duster over the Klemek, it was like okay, it's gonna get the winner by 4 or 5 seconds ahead, and it's gonna be like okay, maybe it makes sense that, but no, on the end, the lap down, that's a good thing. Lap down make the excited everything. Some incident, the Obster, and then Povolones came ahead of over the Klemek and Clendy, and then almost there. He was up for 3-4 tenths, almost close of there. So I think the strategy, like you mentioned, it was it's be on the front and thinking about it, don't think about it, the yellow flags, and don't think about it, nothing. Track position, it was really important in this track, and Clendy found out the way because he started on 2033. So that's why it's good to have be on the front and be on the front when it's the right key, so the right moment, and that's what Clendy did. But unfortunately, it was too far for the victory. So Povolone was close, and sure, we can have Povolones in the thought to why not be competitive for the champion. Also, Andy Edwards, Brian Campbell, if he's be around or not, and Mason Mitchell over there in top 15. So it's the first one, but it's coming. The other ones is Texas, and then Atlanta, Milwaukee, Michigan, Richmond, Kansas, and Indianapolis on the end of November and fall. So yeah, we're gonna see in 2 weeks with this kind of, I don't want to say weird, but this kind of unusual day and night race, but also a good experiment. So good to see that thing like a day in the afternoon, maybe noon in the afternoon, and night like after 9 or 10 p.m. in the sim. So it's gonna be really excited to see that, how it's gonna be the car in the day, and then you have to jump into the other one right faster to the new session to see a night race when the car is gonna be different management. So it's gonna be really exciting to see that. So see you in 2 weeks from there, and see you this Tuesday for another fixed series from don't know where, but it's coming from there at 8 p.m.
Let's see, Tuesday will be at Texas, of course. So we'll get a preview of Texas at Texas.
Interesting. So yeah, see you there on Texas at 8 p.m.
So that's it for tonight. Once again, your podium here for the 5th running of the Votive Indy Derby, presented by Lovers Incorporated from Kentucky Speedway. Jacob Oster getting his 2nd career Votive win and his 1st Votive Indy Derby victory. Casey Povolones getting his best career finish here in the series. Comes home 2nd in Clendy. Doesn't repeat, but finishes on the podium again here for this edition of the Derby. Join Luis Gonzalez and myself again on Sunday, August 9th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time when the Votive Indy Oval Series heads to Texas Motor Speedway for the Twin Texas 175s day-night doubleheader. For the correct broadcast time in your area, you can find everything right here at YouTube at youtube.com/@P1 Broadcasting. Now, as you know, the YouTube algorithm game is not an easy one, so please help support P1 with the weekly grind. Leave a comment below. Let us know your thought of tonight's race, and if you enjoyed tonight's coverage, support us by smashing like in the video. If you're new, click subscribe, and while you're at it, hit the bell for weekly reminders so don't miss out on more P1's other iRacing programming. Our next broadcast is Monday night. We're doing our Monday night open wheel doubleheader starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. The Indy Open Series races at Pocono, followed immediately by the Indy Next Series at Tsukuba. Join us then Wednesday for the Horizon IndyCar Series opener at 8 p.m. Eastern this Wednesday. We got a big week, so join us for all of those. Tonight's fifth running of the Votive Indy Derby was presented by Leverns Incorporated. Leverns provides professional services and renovation, remodeling, painting, and mold removal for government, commercial, and residential projects. For a quote or to learn more, like them on Facebook or visit them at levernsinc.com. The link is in the description. And a special shout out to Tom Leverns, that's Gary's brother. He's the owner of Leverns Incorporated. I want to thank them for being sponsor of the series and today's event. Track cams for this race are provided by Whiplash Sim Cams. Get the most out of your iRacing experience with Whiplash Sim Cams. To learn more about Whiplash, like them on Facebook. You can follow on X and Instagram. All the links you need are in the description. For business inquiries, to learn more about what we do at P1, like us on Facebook. You can follow us on X and Instagram. You can follow all of our social links there on Linktree. And again, they are in the description. So for Luis Gonzalez-Nunez, everyone here at Votive, P1, and Leverns Incorporated, I'm Gary Gatto saying all happy Sunday. And thanks for watching. And all of our men and women serving in the military and as first responders, Godspeed, God bless, and come home safe. Once again, congratulations to the fifth running of the Votive Indy Derby. Jacob Oster catches again at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on August 9th at the Texas Motor Speedway for the Texas Twin 175's day-night doubleheader. Until then, we'll say good night.